in a race against time in the Orlando airport. We are rushing to try and get at least half a day of Disney World in before we take off on our cruise.
Have you ever been too burnt out to take an international trip? Like you need to take some time off work, but the idea of planning a major international grand tour sounds even worse than work? That, my friend, is when you need a vacation, not a trip. And well, that happened to me, and it happens to even the most experienced international travelers. So for my vacation, my group and I chose to do a Disney Wish cruise where we wouldn't have to plan anything. We could just show up and enjoy our time. But we couldn't resist getting in a day at Epcot and Disney World since we arrived in Orlando one day before our cruise.
We're running to the lift. Ta-da! We've got the tickets. The fastest, how much was it, Mom?
$524.
Jesus Christ. For 5.5 hours? So it's over $100 an hour for us to be here. Shh, don't do the math. At Epcot!
Obviously, we had to go on Spaceship Earth for the first ride. How else would we claim that this was an educational field trip?
You excited?
So excited. Second favorite ride here.
For those that don't know, Spaceship Earth is essentially a ride that takes you through Western/European history. It concentrates on the progression of communications technology and is narrated by none other than Dame Judi Dench. You would think like, ew, educational content, everyone's gonna hate that on vacation. Nope, this ride has a true cult following. I loved this ride as a kid, and honestly, it might have influenced me to get my degree in art history. Fun fact, I did actually study the Phoenicians in college and wrote a paper on whether or not we should thank them. My archaeology prof gave me an A on it too.
Look at my tongue out. First ride of the day is down. We are heading over to the land in Soarin', and then we're gonna try and get a pickle milkshake. But we just finished Spaceship Earth. Wow! On the pink wall that everyone takes selfies at. Here it is. They just opened this new park thing here, which is super cool. There's supposed to be some awesome statue of Walt Disney here. Have you seen it? I don't know where it is. Here we are, next ride of the day.
Now, Living with the Land is also a cult classic Disney ride, but this one leans more towards the science side of things. Living with the Land takes you through Epcot's extensive greenhouse complex and showcases different experimental farming practices. Again, I loved this ride as a kid, and it for sure influenced me getting my second degree in molecular, cellular, and developmental biology. I even worked in plant biology research in my early career. Now I work in science outreach and 100% think educational rides like this at Disney are important and help inspire kids to at least learn more about science or even pursue a career in it like I did. Living with the Land is also super fun because they do decorate it for Christmas and it's super cute.
Okay, we've finished our second ride, Living with the Land. Soarin' with 50 minutes and we were not feeling it. We have 4.5 hours left and we are heading over to get my pickle milkshake. I have only wanted this pickle milkshake all day. Only the pickle milkshake. So bummed. They don't have the milkshake anymore. They just have a Santa meet and greet. I wanted the pickle milkshake.
After a failed attempt to get the pickle milkshake I'd seen all over Instagram, we headed over to the World Showcase. If you've never been to Epcot, this portion of the park was inspired by the World's Fairs, which Walt Disney was famous for being involved in. And before anyone dismisses the World Showcase as being inaccurate or nothing like real travel, as a seasoned world traveler myself, I'm actually going to give the World Showcase some major credit. The countries represented here were originally sponsored by the governments of those countries or companies based in those countries. There are some famous stories about the King of Norway actually attending the opening of the Norway Pavilion and the King of Morocco sending his personal architect to help design the Morocco Pavilion. For all intents and purposes of being a showcase to give people a taste of multiple world cultures in one day, I actually think the World Showcase does an amazing job of this. Now it's time to go do the single best thing you can do at the World Showcase: eat and drink around the world. Starting out in Mexico, we got some delicious sangria and some tacos.
That is tasty, and that is very strong sangria. It's time for the rice and beans taco. That's good. That's really good. Let's do it, people. We're going for that Mexico boat ride. Where's the 3 caballeros? Onward to the next country, because I think we're at about 4 hours now. 4 hours and 15 minutes. We're eating and drinking around the world, people. Time for Norway. This is weird because I was supposed to go to Norway and had to cancel that trip. But anyway, I am after some school bread. School bread acquired. It's absolutely amazing. It's as good as we remember. It's always been amazing. They're very civilized. We journey on. We are now after egg rolls in the China Pavilion. Their egg rolls are insanely good. They're way, way better than anything you can get back home. Let's go. Spring rolls have been acquired in the China Pavilion. They changed them. At China Pavilion, it was fun. The egg rolls tasted like Costco egg rolls. And here we are at Germany in the pouring rain. It's time for beer. I have my German beer. It was only $6, but my God, what a small, small cup. I've never had a beer this small before. And now to find my parents in the pouring rain with my beer that will definitely be watered down by the pouring rain. So that's fine. It's sour and small, and not like a good sour. Look, it's Florida. Yeah, it is pouring rain while we are here, but we are still moving. It really looks gorgeous, and I have broken down and gotten the world's most expensive poncho because it is pouring so much. But our quest for food continues, even with the poncho. Oh my God, they closed the shop. It's raining so much. Never mind. In Italy, I have a limoncello spritzer in the rain. It's fancy, and now I have to find my parents who have gone somewhere. I don't know where. I don't know where my parents are, but I do have the drink, so I'm trying it. That's good. Oh, that was lightning. That was definitely lightning. This limoncello spritzer is delicious, even when it's watered down. Cheers to the American Pavilion with the Italian drink. Looks pretty. They've decorated it nicely. There's the candlelight processionals over there. This is a rather dystopian Disney World at the moment. It's like the rain makes people melt. From the American Pavilion, we have coffee. Because not a lot's open. It's nice and warm. We move onward to the Japan Pavilion. It's very pretty. It's always been one of my favorite pavilions. I've been in the real life Mitsukoshi, and I gotta admit, this one might be better. Here is Mitsukoshi. It's such a cool store. I think it's the best gift shop in Disney World. Rainy shot of the mayhem. We're heading up to a quick service in Japan. It is so cute in here. Yummies. We're indoors, and the tempura shrimp whatever is delicious. Well, eating in Japan is absolutely delicious. It's always been one of the tastier places you can eat. It's also very pretty here. We are now heading over to Morocco. I have no idea what we're gonna get to eat or drink there. So we move on to Morocco in search of food. Luckily, it is not raining nearly as hard. Still pretty hard, but not that hard for Florida. And here is the Morocco Pavilion. This one is very, very pretty at night. Moroccan almond biscuit. It's yummy. It's kind of lemony. And like almond. It's good. I like. The Epcot ball is like a giant disco ball. It's awesome. I don't know what exactly or how they do that, but it's cool. And we are moving onward to the France Pavilion. Unfortunately, I think the Remy ride, the Ratatouille ride's closed. But there is still the French food. And that's all I truly care about. And here we are in France. Always come to Disney parks when it's rainy because no one else is here. It's super quiet and peaceful back here right now because it's not very crowded. All you have to do is be willing to get wet. We are back heading to La Patisserie de la Jolie. I hope there's alcohol. Love French food. You see this? So fancy. Thank you. Oh, you gotta get that? Okay. The frosé. It's so good. I think that might be my favorite thing we've had. Let's go in for the quiche. We're good. More efficient. The creme brulee. So good and crunchy. I'm worried that the cheese platter is going to fill us up and derail our plans to eat and drink around the world. It's very good. Really good. Alright, we are moving on to Canada. Gorgeous. I had it wrong. We are not going to Canada. We are going to the United Kingdom. And we may get fish and chips or beer. I love beer. And we are doing beer in England. It's pretty good. Typical beer. It's cold, which that's not what they do in England, is it? They don't have cold beer in England, do they, Tammy? It tastes good. It does taste good. But I'm gonna call out the fact that it's cold. The United Kingdom. For the mission. And of course, after checking that beer, we find out that Ratatouille ride's open and we gotta haul ass back to it. Of course. Ratatouille, here we come. It is very pretty back here. I'm glad it opened. I was gonna be bummed if we didn't get a ride this, to be honest. Gonna be bummed. Let's go dine at Gatos. It's so pretty. I love it. I also love that this fountain up here is a bunch of champagne popping. It's amazing. Gustos. Such an awesome ride view. We're also kind of flying through. It said it was a 40-minute wait. I don't believe it. Yeah, we pretty much just walked on. This was not like a 40-minute wait like it said. I think it was a total of 10 minutes of walking through the queue, which is pretty awesome. Let's get our little rat buggy.
Chef Remy is waiting for you. This way.
And after enjoying the Ratatouille ride, I pretended to be Colette from the Ratatouille movie on this motorcycle for quite a bit of time. It's fair to say that the mini drinks of Epcot were starting to hit. But it was time to move on to Canada and see what they had to offer.
So we got a beer in Canada. Most of the time we've ended up getting booze around the world instead of food because a lot of the food hasn't sounded utterly appetizing, I guess. So we've gone... Yeah, vegetarian, well, pescatarian friendly has been a little tough at times. There's a lot of beef. But yeah, time for the Canadian coffee beer. Like you put Kahlua in a Coors. That's what this beer tastes like. Kahlua in a Coors. It's stupid, but we literally cannot figure out why our magic bands keep buzzing and lighting up. We think it might be these statues we walk by, these like Disney 100 statues. I don't know, it keeps lighting up and buzzing and no one can figure out what's happening. So sit there, let's see if it buzzes again. No, it didn't buzz again. Okay, throwing that theory out. We're ending the night with fish and chips you can't see and fireworks.
Benvenuti. Willkommen. Karibu.欢迎.
Willkommen.
Bienvenidos.
Fireworks are fun. Now we are off to the Skyliner. Have fun on that. Us and half the entire park.
And with that, our 5 hours at Epcot were done, but wow, was that a lot of fun. I always enjoy a day at Epcot, and now we're ready to move on to our cruise. Like and subscribe to the Fruit Salad Social YouTube channel to follow us along on that adventure.